Unbelievable!
4 times. That's how many times this fight fell apart. Not because of injuries, not because of bad timing, because one man just kept saying no. Tom Aspinall has been chasing Ciryl Gane for over 2 years.
God, I just want to say to everyone at home, listen, if you ever get the chance to do something and you're scared to do it, you should definitely do it, because...
Front row calls, post-fight promises, even direct flights to Paris. And every single time, Gane disappeared. Now, after a year of silence, rejection, and rehab, the UFC's most avoided heavyweight is done waiting. October 25th in Abu Dhabi, the ducking stops, the excuses vanish, and the fight they tried to stop finally begins. Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane entered the UFC at nearly the same time. 2 athletic heavyweights, fast, technical, and nothing like the division's usual lumbering giants. From the moment they arrived, fans saw the potential for fireworks.
Right there.
And so did the matchmakers. That's why it didn't take long before the UFC tried to book them together. Back then, neither man had cracked the rankings yet. But Tom says it clearly. The first time they were matched up, Gane turned it down. No injury, no issue, just no. And that's where the pattern started. Most fighters would jump at the chance to test themselves early, especially against someone coming up the same ladder. But Gane, despite being known for his composure, quietly passed. Tom moved on, kept winning, kept climbing. But he didn't forget, because sometimes it's not the fight you take, it's the one you walk away from that sticks with people. And that first rejection, that was just the beginning. Fast forward to 2023. Tom Aspinall has momentum, knockout power, and a mic in his hand. After demolishing Marcin Tybura in London, he doesn't hesitate. He calls his shot live in front of thousands. I'm going to Paris. I'm going to sit front row, and I'm going to fight the winner of Ciryl Gane versus Sergey Spivak. Not ask, not wait, fight. He boards a plane, shows up, all eyes on him. The UFC seats him cage side like a predator watching his prey. Gane wins the fight. Mike Bisping puts the mic in his face. Do you want Tom next? And right there, under the lights, with the crowd roaring, Gane says no, again. Tom sits in the crowd, stunned. A moment that was meant to launch a rivalry becomes public humiliation. He flew across countries to call the guy out and got turned down on live TV. But it didn't stop there. Post-fight, Gane did interviews. Multiple. Every one of them ending in the same message. That fight doesn't make sense for me. No matter how loud the fans got, no matter how obvious the next step seemed, kept backing away. And the UFC, they stayed silent. For the second time, Tom was ready, Gane wasn't, and the mystery deepened. Why was one of the most talented heavyweights in the world avoiding this fight? The third attempt was supposed to be it. The fight was planned. Paperwork was in motion. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, finally set to happen in Manchester, Tom's home turf. Then came the excuse. Gane pulled out, not for an injury, not for a personal emergency. He was filming a Netflix show. Tom didn't lash out. He didn't go on a rant. He just did what fighters do. He adapted. The UFC offered Curtis Blades instead, a dangerous opponent. Tom said yes, but 20 seconds into the fight, disaster struck. A blown knee, torn ligaments.
5-minute rounds of action. Aspinall is wearing red. Blade.
Curtis just landed 2 huge right hands.
Whoa! Oh, his knee's gone. Wow. His knee's gone. Tragedy that is. Oh no. Oh.
Just like that, a full year of progress gone. Tom went under the knife, then disappeared into a dark tunnel of rehab and recovery, while Gane stayed active, stayed healthy, and still never circled back. But that year off did more than heal Tom's leg. It sharpened his focus. It built a fire. Because now, it wasn't just about proving himself. It was personal. He watched Gane dodge the fight 3 times. He watched him chase title shots and media gigs while Tom limped through physio. The next time that fight got offered, there would be no walking away. 1 year later, Tom Aspinall was back.
10, 11 months just training to get better, so I feel like I'm much better than I was last year.
New knee, new mindset, same mission. He returned in London once again facing Marcin Tybura. First round knockout, No ring rust, no hesitation, just domination. And on the mic, the same call out, louder this time. I want the winner of Gane versus Spivak. I'll be in Paris, front row. Make it happen.
The UFC heard him. They flew him to France again.
Same scenario, same setup. Tom in the crowd watching Gane headline. But what happened next was deja vu in the worst way. Ciryl won. The mic came out. Tom's name got dropped, and Gane, for the third time, declined the fight. Not in private, in the middle of the octagon, on broadcast, in front of the world. Later that night, UFC officials contacted Tom again. They wanted to lock it in. Tom said yes instantly, and yet again, Gane said no. 4 attempts, 3 rejections, 1 heavyweight losing patience. At this point, it wasn't just Tom noticing the pattern. Fans, fighters, media, they all started asking the same thing. Why won't Ciryl Gane fight Tom Aspinall?
The answers weren't coming, and Tom was running out of people to call out.
Tom Aspinall didn't just want any fight. He wanted the fight. Jon Jones, the legend, the reigning champ, the ghost everyone was chasing. Tom was the interim champion. Jon was the undisputed king. It was the fight that made sense, the one the division needed. But there was one problem. Jon Jones wasn't available, injured, delayed, silent. So Tom looked to the next best option, Stipe Miocic, the former champ and Hall of Fame lock. But Stipe also said no.
Then came Curtis Blaydes. Tom had unfinished business with him, a fight they both wanted back after the knee injury ended it prematurely.
Tom picked up the phone. The UFC? They weren't interested. Every direction he turned, blocked. Jones? Out. Stipe? Passed. Curtis? Not happening. And that left only one name, Cyril Gane, the one man Tom had been chasing from the very start, the man who'd said no 3 times, the man who, according to Tom, was running out of excuses. Tom could have waited, could have sat on his title, but that's not who he is. I'm fit, I'm ready, I want to stay active, I want to defend my belt, and if I have to fight Cyril Gane, then I'll take him out.
No drama, no trash talk, just a challenge. Direct, unavoidable.
Because at this point, even Tom had to admit, it's him or nobody. By now, fans weren't just asking questions, they were making accusations. Cyril Gane was getting title shots faster than anyone in the division. Win a fight, get a title shot. Lose a title shot, win one more, get another title shot. 3 title shots in just 5 UFC fights. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall had been grinding, fighting killers, coming back from surgery, begging for a matchup that Gane kept walking away from. And Tom wasn't the only one calling it out.
Behind the scenes, rumors swirled.
Curtis Blaydes, another top contender, reportedly said no to Gane too. According to insiders, Gane had been dodging more than just one opponent. It wasn't just a Tom problem, it was a pattern. Tom stayed respectful, but didn't hold back. It feels like he's sitting there privileged, like some entitled rich kid who thinks he's above fighting anyone that's not holding a belt. Even when the UFC tried to quietly patch things together, Gane's answers stayed the same. It doesn't make sense for me. He's ranked lower. I want the title. But how do you keep getting title shots when you refuse to fight the best guys trying to earn one? For Tom, and for many fans, the illusion of Gane as a fearless, honorable striker was fading fast. And with nowhere else to turn, the pressure mounted. Was Ciryl Gane protecting his shot or protecting his record? Go back to March 2022. Tom Aspinall headlines his first main event in London, facing top 5 heavyweight Alexander Volkov. At the time, Tom was barely inside the top 15. Volkov was a killer, a gatekeeper, a measuring stick. Tom didn't just win, he destroyed him. The UFC was impressed, so were the fans. And behind closed doors, the matchmakers wasted no time. They came to Tom with a plan. We want to book you against Ciryl Gane next, either in the UK or in France. Tom said yes immediately, but before the contracts could be signed, the phone rang again. Gane wasn't interested. That was rejection number 2, before the Paris trip, before the Netflix excuse, before the knee injury. Tom even has proof. He jokes in one of his YouTube videos, "If you don't believe me, just look at my teeth. I hadn't gotten them fixed yet." This video's from over a year ago.
It's a weird flex, but it's real.
The clip is time-stamped. He called out Gane back then, and Gane walked away back then too. This wasn't new. This wasn't personal. This was history repeating itself over and over. Every time Tom climbed up the ladder, Ciryl quietly stepped off it. And no one, not the UFC, not the fans, not the division, could ignore it anymore. It wasn't a scheduling issue. It wasn't bad timing. It was a choice every single time.
After 4 failed matchups, 3 public rejections, and 1 brutal injury comeback, it finally happened. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Official. Locked in for October 25th, Abu Dhabi. No more rumors, no more excuses. Ciryl Gane had run out of exits. The UFC had run out of patience. And Tom, he had never been more ready. But this wasn't just another fight. This was Gane's 3rd title shot in 5 fights, and Tom's first chance to defend his interim belt against a top-tier striker. For Tom, this wasn't about money. It wasn't even about revenge. It was about closure. The 4th time wasn't just a date on the calendar. It was a reckoning. All the turned-down contracts, all the backstage drama, all the second-hand excuses, it all ends in the cage. And for Gane, this might be the last time the UFC gives him a shot like this. 3 title opportunities, no belts. 1 more loss, and the window might slam shut forever. For Tom, this is the chance to rewrite the story. From the guy who kept getting skipped to the guy no one can deny. For Gane, it's about proving he's still elite and that he didn't dodge, he just waited for the right time. But that clock has run out. For Tom Aspinall, this fight is about more than rankings, more than headlines, more than gold. It's about validation. Because no matter how many fights he's won, no matter how fast he's climbed the ladder, there's always been one shadow hanging over him. The missed fights, the unanswered callouts, the title picture that kept moving just out of reach. And now, that ends here. He said it clearly, "I'm not ducking anyone. I'm ready. I've stayed in shape, stayed hungry, stayed focused. I want to prove I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Not one of the best, the best." And the way to prove that isn't through callouts or post-fight speeches. It's by walking into the octagon with the one man who's been avoiding him for years and shutting the door behind him. But this fight isn't just about Tom. For Ciryl Gane, it's a moment of truth. A final test to prove that all those title shots weren't just handed to him, that he earned every one, and that he deserves to be standing across from Jon Jones, not watching from the sidelines. Because if Gane loses this, the narrative changes forever. He goes from technical genius to the guy who couldn't finish the job. But if he wins, he silences every critic, every tweet, every accusation. He beats the most dangerous heavyweight in the division and takes back control of his career. 2 men, 1 fight, years of tension. No more hiding, no more politics, no more maybes. This is it. The fight that never happened, finally happening. For over 2 years, Tom Aspinall chased this moment. Through injuries, rejections, and silence, he never stopped. 4 failed matchups, 3 rejections, 1 final shot at redemption. And for Ciryl Gane, this is the fight he can't walk away from anymore. No cameras, no Netflix, no way out. On October 25th in Abu Dhabi, everything comes full circle. 2 of the fastest, most technical heavyweights in UFC history. 1 cage, no excuses left. The truth is walking into the octagon. Only one of them walks out with it. Who do you think wins this war? Drop your predictions in the comments. Does Tom finally silence the doubters? Or does Ciryl prove he was worth the wait? And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We've got breakdowns, interviews, behind-the-scenes drama, and everything you need right here. This is Octagon Insider. Thanks for watching.